Welcome to She Sells Radio, my friend. Okay, I've got a hard-hitting, kind of tough love conversation for you today, but I want to have it with you because you are worth it. And I'm going to be direct with you today. I'm going to point out some things you may not have realized were going on, some reasons why you may feel stuck in certain areas, but I'm also going to really empower you to shift it. And so I know this episode is titled something like how you're benefiting from staying broke. I always put titles together and then sometimes I change them or they get tweaked along the way. But essentially it's about how you're benefiting from staying broke. Now, broke is relative, right? Broke is relative. For some people, broke is $0 a month. For some people, broke is $5,000 a month. For some people, broke is $100,000 a month, because it all depends on, do you have enough for what you want? I mean, that's really it. And when you don't have enough for what you want in some way, shape, or form, that's lack, right? That's not where we want to be, but we stay there. And I want you to also know that as I talk through the concept in this episode, it may not be financial for you. Any area that you're struggling in, whether it's weight, whether it's relationship, and you've been there for a while, this is going to apply. The same concept is going to apply. And so I can't even remember the first time I was working with a coach who asked me this question, but I remember how powerful it was once I started examining this in my own life, which is, how are you benefiting from this situation? Like, insert whatever challenging situation it is, how are you benefiting from it? And I remember the first time I was asked it, I was like, I'm not. Like, there's nothing about this situation that's good. Why would anyone want to be in this? And then my mentor pushed back and was like, well, you are benefiting from it, because otherwise you wouldn't be in it. There's some part of you that's benefiting from it. What is that part of you? And it's this whole concept of secondary gains. And this is really important if you're listening and you lead people, you coach people, maybe you're a sales leader or you're leading you're an entrepreneur and you're leading a team. This is really important for you to know that this is a real thing, that for any area that we're challenged in or struggling with consistently, there is some way in which we're benefiting from it. Now, it's all subconscious, which is why, again, we focus on the inner work first here, right? It's so important to figure out what are the programs that I'm running beneath the surface that are generating 95% of my results. But there's some way, shape, or form in which you're benefiting from this area that you're struggling. And I'll give some examples. Let's say you have some extra weight you want to release, but it hasn't moved. And clients come into my programs and they come for some sort of sales or money goal. But then oftentimes too, there's something health related. And sometimes there's some weight they want to release, but they haven't done it. They haven't been able to do it. And we really dig in and look at how they're benefiting from it. And oftentimes it's something like, they don't realize it at the beginning, but it's about protection, right? It's like, if I have this extra weight on me, then I don't actually have to put myself out there and risk rejection, right? Like when they really get honest with themselves. Or if I don't have enough money, I don't have to say yes to things. I can automatically say no to things. I don't have to show up at a higher level. I don't have to manage life at a higher level. If you've got a story about like, I'm not good with money, or I'm not responsible with money, or I'm not trustworthy with money, or I don't know how to manage and grow money, then you're not going to have enough money, because you've got a story that you don't show up at that level, that you're not successful at that level. So if you just don't have it, then it's not a problem, right? You get to keep staying small and quote unquote safe. It's not really safe, but that's what your ego will trick you into believing. Or let's say you've got a story of not having enough clients, right? And what I find oftentimes with the clients I coach is that they're afraid that if they really start getting a lot of clients, they'll start to have people, they'll have someone who's like, this wasn't good enough. I paid for this and I thought it was going to be one thing and it was another. And it's like that rejection story comes up. Or it can be the success thing. Like, what if I'm super successful? What if I'm super visible? What if I'm super prosperous? Am I going to have a target on me? And a lot of this stuff is, it's generational too. I talked about it. I don't know what episode. We've done a lot of episodes now, but I talked about it a while back that it's literally, it's a cultural thing that if you shine too much, you'll be killed, you'll be taken down, yada, yada. So we all have somewhat of this subconscious programming running underneath the scenes. But if you're not aware of it, it'll control you. And so what I want to empower you to do in the episode today is to sit down and take a moment to ask yourself, okay, there's this area where it's like, I keep having the same pattern show up. I keep not hitting my goals. I keep putting things off. I keep having extra weight. I keep doing whatever. How am I benefiting from it? And get really real with yourself, not from judgment, but from curiosity, and seeing like actually being, let's say it's your body and it's put some extra weight on to try to protect you. It's like, oh gosh, body, you know what? I'm so sorry. I've been so harsh on you. You were actually just trying to protect me. You were doing what you thought I wanted you to do. So it's all about protection in some way, shape, or form. But I've said this on the show before. I'll say it again and again and again forever. If you want to live your most epic life, if you want to have your greatest impact, if you want to really live, like find out who you really are when you show up full out, it can't be about protection. It can't be about safety. It's got to be about really going out there and being willing to get beat up a little bit sometimes along the way, because that's part of it. But you know what? It's better to do that and have the huge mountaintop moments that come along with that than to stay small and safe in the valley your whole life. That's not what you came here for. So I want you to go and take a moment and reflect, how am I benefiting from this? And again, if you're, if you're a coach or you're leading a team, you be mindful of how you ask this question, especially in the context. Sometimes when you're a corporate leader, like you got to be mindful of how you coach your people, right? But really being able to get to the root of how are you benefiting from this consistent problem that's showing up, and then being able to coach around it is a powerful skill. So I'm really curious what you're taking away from this. Like, did you have a light bulb moment? Did you have an aha moment? I'm sure you did. And when you realize it, you can shift it. So tag me on social. I'm at Elise Archer on all social. I want to hear, what was your aha moment? What was your takeaway? How did you realize that you've been holding yourself back and are really ready to shift it? And of course, I'm here to help if you're ready to shift it, if you're ready to step into like truly greater financial abundance, greater results, that quantum leap in your life. Reach out to me, elisearcher.com. Would love to connect with you. If you're a woman who is ready to break through 6 figures or more, you can go to elisearcher.com/10K club to check out our incredible coaching program there. And as always, I'm so grateful for you. Go listen to another episode now for continued inspiration, and I will see you on our next episode.